Hi, Hannah here at Redora Lee Designs, and today I just want to do a quick tutorial on flower making, and I've done one on making flowers before. This one is a lot easier and faster to do. So I wanted to show you a few of the flowers that I've used on projects so you can see what they look like on a completed project. And what I like about it is each flower is different. So this particular one was just made from regular wrapping paper, the brown craft wrapping paper that comes in supplies that we order, and I just cut it out with my Fisker's scallop punch, and I used 6 of them to make this design. For this design I used I think this is 1 1/4 inch. It's a little over 1 inch scallop. Maybe it's a 1 inch scallop. But anyway, that's the one that I used for this one. And I just inked the edges of this with the Tim Holtz Gathered Twigs Distress ink, and just so I could get that color to match my project. On this one, for my book card, I did use the same process, but I put a little acrylic ink. I mixed 2 colors of acrylic paint on here to try to match the color of my cardstock, and then I dipped the edges in glue and then in glitter so that I would get the glitter effect. This is one couple of flowers that I sprayed with the Tim Holtz ink. Just sprayed it on and then closed up my flowers and let the pattern develop on its own, because I wanted it to sort of match what was going on the front of this mini album. So you can see, maybe I need to back the camera up a little bit, and you can see wrong way. So you can see that the color matches the variation in color on the mini album cover, and I wanted that reflected in my flower, and of course it worked. So I like this process for that. Okay, and one last one. This is one that I made using just the cardstock, the pattern paper from this project. I just cut out circles of both of these, or actually all 3 of these designs, and used that to make the flower. And so that made my colors on my flower match the color on my design. Okay, so like I said, this is really fun and fast. I made this one a minute ago. When I was doing this video, I messed up first video, and since I still haven't learned how to edit, I had to start over again. So this one is just regular newsprint. Okay, it makes a very pretty flower. And like I said, each one is different. Now, this flower that I'm working on is for a mini album that I'm doing, and I wanted the gold. You can see it. Yeah, there. It's a good shot of it. And then there's green, and I wanted to pick up the green, and I have some blue in here that you probably can see on this one. Probably is more pronounced in this flower around the edges. And so I used acrylic paint to get the color that I wanted, and I used acrylic paint, the gold, on the back of all of them, so that the underside of all of my flower would be the same. All of the layers would be the same. So I cut 6 of these using my Fisker scallop punch, and I'm not good at locating center, eyeballing center. Sometimes I use my centering ruler, but I do a pretty good job of finding center if I take a pencil and mark it. And I still, even though it's not the safest thing in the world, I still like to use my, okay, there we go. I just like to punch the holes through like this. For me, it just works better. And as long as I remember to move my finger out of the way early, it works out okay. Alright, then once you've done that, you take your brad and insert it. Now for this one I'm using a large brad because I want it to show. Normally I use just a very small brad so that my flower will close up around it completely. But on this one, when I open the flower, I do want the brad to be a part of the visual on the card. So I'm going to take the first layer, and you do it one layer at a time, and I'm just going to, I don't crumple it, I actually try to fold the petals around each other. So just pull it up. I guess you could just crumple it up and you would still get a nice flower. But and you start from the bottom. Always remember to start from the very bottom of the layer and come up. And because it'll give you a much better and neater fold on your flower. And you can see what I'm doing. I'm just folding it up, and right now it just looks like a really tightly closed bud. And when you open the flower, then you can determine how unfurled you want your flower to be. You can open it just a little and give you a more tightly curled flower, or you can spread the layers out. It's up to you what you want it to look like and how much of the color you want seen, particularly on flowers like this where you painted in the colors of your project and you want those to stand out when your card is viewed. So I'm just, I don't start from the bottom. I just pull around the layers because I just think it gives you, you can see I'm just sort of rotating it slowly. I don't want this one to be too open, but I do want that brad to show in the middle. And there you are. And on the mini, this is going to be very pretty because the pearl brad is so deep set inside this bud. So it's going to make a very pretty flower, and it's going to match the project perfectly. Let's see if I can do this, because this is just the front of the mini. This is the front of the mini that this flower is going to sit on. Here's the ribbon that will be there. And let's see if I can reach over here and find my, well, I don't see it. Oh, here it is, right in front of me. I'm also going to have a piece of corrugated cardboard on the front of this project, and I've painted in with the acrylic paint, I've put in the colors that are in this flower. So if I put the flower on top of there, now you can sort of see the flower is going to be over on that end of this piece of cardboard, and the corrugated cardboard is going to be on the front of the project, sitting on top of this ribbon. And then obviously there'll be other flowers and other embellishments around it. But that's how you do that, and you get a very, very pretty flower that you can use on your projects. So I hope that you'll try it, and I hope that I'll see some of your flowers in some of my challenges. I have 2 challenge blogs. One is nicelydonedesigns.blogspot.com, and the other is 613 Avenue Create.blogspot.com, and they'll be up on the screen so that you can come and drop in your flowers and let me know that you use this technique. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.